much. I'm really honored for this great privilege to be here. Please, I want to confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear before we proceed. Okay,
Yes, yes, we can.
thank you very much. So, first of all, I want to really appreciate the organizers of this webinar for having me to speak today on this amazing topic. I'm really grateful for the privilege, and I don't take this for granted. I want to also appreciate my amazing Adiola. She's been one of our strongest and most, as in, diligent team members in media at SOC. And this is really an honor to be speaking on this great platform. I really don't take this for granted. So I want to appreciate everyone that is connected. For sure, you will have value today. So I want us to prepare well. You might want to grab your jotter and pen so you won't miss out of the valuable points that you'll be learning. And they are proven and tested. So it's not just we having theories without fact. So I will be speaking on strategies for media, that is for media professionals. And to break it down, it's not going to just be we listing things and then, oh, that's all. So we'll be having heart-to-heart discussions on how to dominate the media space. And we know that in this dispensation, or yeah, I can still use the word dispensation. We understand that media is one of the most powerful aspect of every organization, both as individuals and as corporate bodies. There is no how you want to make impact in this time without having a media, as in a media arm that is strong. Because everybody, the average civilized human today is online. Companies are moving online, businesses are moving online, churches are moving online, corporate bodies and personal business people are also moving online. So you can't be in this time and age and not be adequately armed with the required knowledge to work in the media space. You don't have to even be a professional, because what I'll be sharing today is something that you are new. Maybe you just opened your IG account last month and you want to take your media influence to the next level. It's these principles that you can apply, and you don't have to have the tag of a professional. So this is something that everyone should be able to work with, because everyone that want to make a valuable impact in this time must understand media, understand the mind behind media, understand how to succeed on the media space, understand the in and out, the do's and don'ts, and ways to stand out. Because the fact that you also have to be there means that you have to stand out and miss a lot of people that are already maximizing the space. So you're not coming as the only person. There, I can tell you that whatever you want to venture into media as, there are several people online that are already doing the same thing that you want to do. So you must be able to carve your own niche and still stand out, even in the midst of several similar or like-minded people that are online. So, and the media space now, we have the print media. That is when we talk about our newspapers, our newsletters, and all. We have the television media. That's when we have different. Now, for I think for us now, we are more used to Go TVs, Netflix, and all. And we have our social media, which is actually what we are going to be focusing on more today, which is the most accessible to everyone, because everybody in this time use a phone that is at least has the ability to browse. You can Google, has the ability to at least host WhatsApp. Now, when you now start going more, you now start having Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and so on and so forth. So each of these platforms, one alone, can take a whole day to discuss about. Just one platform. So we have to cover as much as we can in the short time that we have. And the principles that we are going to share today will be principles that can work as the bedrock to influence any of these platforms. So if your interest is TikTok, if your interest is Instagram, if your interest is through mailing system, if your interest is through the WhatsApp business system, if your interest is Facebook, there is no aspect that the principles that we share today will not be useful, because we are going to be looking at the foundations actually, and these are the things that other people miss out and makes them struggle. And we know that lack of knowledge is one of the most how will I put it now? Lack of knowledge makes you struggle in a lot of things. So the best way to thrive on any platform is to get the adequate knowledge. So we are going to be looking at how you can maximize the social media space. Okay, I'm a newbie. I just want to, as in maybe for instance now, I want to start my business, and I want to start. Let's take for instance, I want to start selling shoes, or I'm a speaker and I want to make my brand known through the media space. What are the things that I'm supposed to do? I'm a graphic designer, I'm a fashion designer, I'm a video editor, I'm I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, any field at all. Funny enough, the principles works for everyone. Just that they are very simple, and this simplicity makes it look as if is that all? Is there no other thing I can add to it? So don't be disappointed by the simplicity of the principles. But when you try them, you will see how powerful they can be. So we're going to be looking at the first aspect. I want to go into the media space as a speaker. What am I to do first? The first thing you have to do is, who are you sent to? That is you knowing your audience. Knowing your audience. Who are you sent to? Are you sent to the aged, that is those that are old? Are you sent to the youths? Are you sent to children? Are you sent to the Africans? Are you sent to the Caucasians? Are you sent to Asians? So you must understand, first of all, who am I sent to in this media space? Who are my customers? Who are my audience? Who are the people that I'm to influence or impact? Who are the people that I'm to work with? So you understanding this will make you know the kind of approach you will have to take in your media journey. You understanding, okay, am I sent to Christians? I want to start creating Christian content. What are the things that appeal to a Christian? What are the things that I will put into play that Christians will rush into my page, or rush into my newsletter, or rush into my program, or rush into my page? What are the psychologies that governs a Christian individual or a Christian body? So you must understand this first, even before you now start thinking of, oh, as in how my content will look like, or how my brand will look like. Now let's make this practical. Let's say, for instance, now I want to influence children. I want to influence children from what age to what age? Maybe from the age of 2 to the age of 12. I need to sit down and do my groundwork of studying the mindset of these people. So my first work is not even creating an Instagram account. My first work is not creating a TikTok account or a YouTube page. And even if you've created the YouTube page, fine. Let's go back to the basics. What appeals to a 12 years old boy? What appeals to an 8 years old girl? I can't say I want to influence that age range, and my brand color is black and brown. Do you understand? My brand color is black and brown. My contents are done in such a way that I use large, as in heavy words. Words that you have to start searching dictionaries to find them. Or my content, I'm a very gloomy and serious looking person. When I talk, I don't smile. I'm a very serious person, and I want to influence the age range of 8 from 2 to 12. So I might be diligent enough to get a good camera. I might be diligent enough to get a good mic. I might be diligent enough to get a very nice phone. I might be diligent enough to create the page, but my content won't fly because the age range that I want to influence will look at my content and cry, not laugh. And they will cry because of they want something else. This is not appealing to me. So we need to, first of all, understand who am I sent to? Who are the people that I'm to influence? Who are the people that are to patronize my work? Because I know that I'm speaking to different kind of people here. Some are into media because of their business. Some are into media because of they want to promote an agenda. They want to promote a mindset. Some are into media because of they want to impact lives and transform people. So you must understand your audience and what do you want to sell? What do you want to give? What do you want to deliver as a content creator? In our world today, everybody is expected to be a content creator, and you don't have to have the badge of a content creator before you be as far as you have. Now let's go to the barest low. As far as you have a phone that has a camera and the camera can as in is clear enough, you have stable internet, and you have your media pages created. What you do on a daily basis on those pages, as simple as posting a picture, is content creation. The fact that you have people that like it, people that comment, oh, you look great today. Oh, wow, your dress looks nice. Oh, as in some will even catch cruise with your post. You are creating content, which means you are building influence, no matter how little. Even if you have just 2 viewers, those 2 viewers, the fact that a human being could sit down and look at your post, it means that you've impacted a life. And you being consistent with that one human being is what will bring the hundreds that will come. So everybody is a content creator, and you can't really advance in this time if you don't take media serious. I hope we are understanding. So the first aspect is know your audience. Who are you sent to? Then the next aspect is know your mentors. See that when I told you that these are things that everyone can implement, you don't have to be a professional to carry out these principles. After you know your audience, you know, okay, these are the people that I'm sent to. The next part is for you to humble yourself, to go study those that are already impacting that sphere of influence. Because no matter how passionate you are, no matter how strong-willed you are, no matter how gifted you are, no matter how skilled you are, you must drink from someone else's well before yours can become strong enough to give others. So you have to sit down and research on people that are doing this same thing I'm doing. Why? Because you need wisdom. You need wisdom. So and that wisdom comes through observation. You must humble yourself to learn. And now this is even where it becomes funny. The person you are learning from may not appeal to you in personality, but the fact that the person has the result you need, you must pay attention. So you have to map out. There is no field you want to go into today that there is, as in that you won't find somebody that's already doing something, even if not identical. You will find people that are going in the same line. Might be different message, but you can learn from their level of diligence. You can learn from their level of attention to details. You can learn from their level of consistency. You can learn the way they carry out their posts, their content, how they position their camera, how they edit their videos, how they work on their sound, how they work on their captions, the time that they post, why they post at that time, what the pace at which they release their content. And at first, it might look as if you're wasting time, but you're actually buying time. Because the moment you now go into work mode, you will enter the system like you've been a pro all these years. Because you've spent time to do your homework. And this now, let me now even shock you. You must keep going back to those mentors page, irrespective of your level of influence. So you can't get to a point where you say that now I'm now the Lord and sovereign ruler of this fair. So I don't need to watch any other person again. Now everybody's now watching me. At that point, you start declining, because you must constantly have people in front of you that challenges you and pushes you to do better than what you were yesterday. This is one reason most content creators fade out, because they started at a level of energy, but they were not strategic enough to have people that they look up to that make them want to do more than what they are doing. And these mentors may not be physically present, but if you sit down with their materials, you will be able to get their mind as regards how they work. And you can replicate the same thing and have the same and even more results. So the next on the line now is you now being creative. Because yes, you've sat down to know your audience, you've sat down to map out people that are doing similar things and are already ahead of you, and you want to learn from them. You are studying their materials, you are watching their videos, you are reading their write-ups, you are going through their articles, you are feeding your mind to see the psychology behind their work, the way they push their content, the way they edit their content. The next thing is now you now bringing those ingredients together creatively to now have a unique touch of that comes from you. So you have to be creative enough to bet new ideas based on what you've studied. By observing those people, you see, okay, this person, when he wants to start his video, he starts with, hello everyone, I'm so and so. Okay, hello everyone, I'm David Onofua. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How best can I start my own video without using the same word verbatim, but still pass the same message? Asking yourselves those questions will unlock your creativity. Because you have to ask the questions, how can I do this better? How can I do this differently? How can I do this? Okay, this person that I'm looking at is, let's say, his influence is more in the Western world. And but he's saying he has the same message I have. And now I want to speak to Black people, not white people. How can I bring this content to fit and be okay with the Black mind? Asking yourself those questions will activate your creativity because you have it already. Everyone is creative. There's away with that ideology that I'm not a creative person. How you know that you are not a creative person is the fact that you don't eat the same food every day. Oh yes, because I'm not a creative person. So this morning I ate rice. In the night I ate rice. Next tomorrow as in I eat rice again. Or next week I eat rice again. And all the rice I eat is white rice. The fact that I can think and say, oh, because this morning I ate rice. Okay, I think in the afternoon let me take yam. Oh, in the night, oh, I don't want to take something very heavy. Let me take noodles. That ability to be able to rationalize and then think on what you should eat differently is you being creative, because you don't want the same thing every day. So everybody is creative. The only issue is that not everybody has unlocked their creativity. And one best way you do that is asking the right questions. How can I do this better? How can I bring this to my audience? How can I change the narrative on this? After you've studied your audience, you've seen their problems. Let's say, for instance, now I'm a speaker, but I want to speak more to people that have maybe broken homes, on how they can make their home stronger, on how they can fuel their love and solve their marital problems. So, first of all, I have to sit down and note down the areas that homes find difficult, things that are breaking the homes in my own generation. Oh, lack of communication, lack of understanding each other's temperament, lack of patience, lack of forbearance. Oh, these are the issues in the home. Okay, how can I bring solutions to this? Sitting down to ask those questions will unlock your creativity. Oh, this speaker is the approach he has towards teaching how to increase communication in the home. How can I bring it to my own audience that they will understand? Should I use a language that, okay, let's say for instance now, I am focusing on people that are the Gen Zs. They have their language, they have their vocabularies, they have their jargons. You have to be diligent enough to study their language. So when you're writing, when you're shooting videos, when you're making those podcasts, you will have those things as in fashioned well into your content. So those people can relate with what you are saying and you won't look alien to them. So you have to be creative. And one best way to as in enhance your creativity is by observation. Still goes back to the previous point, which is knowing your mentors. So you have to observe. It is from the abundance of what you've eaten as regards observing other creative people that you will draw your own creativity from. So you can't be isolated. You can't work alone. You must have people that you constantly feed on. Then when you now sit down to create your own content, write your own books, make those podcasts, you will see how it will flow effortlessly because you are loaded already. You are not empty. So because of time, I have to move on. So my next point here, the moment you've known your audience, you've identified your mentors, you've known how you'll be creative with your own content. The next thing now for you to now have your brand, which means you have to get your branding straight. Now, branding is not just having a logo. Please, I have to repeat that. Branding is not just having a logo. Branding goes beyond having a logo. I'm a graphic designer, so I'm saying this firsthand. Branding is when, let me use the one that is as in that will be easily relatable with everybody. Branding is when I'm in Abuja, I buy Coke in the market, sorry, from a store or from a shop. I open the Coke. When I taste it, it has a unique taste that I like. Then I left Abuja. I went to Cotonou. I bought Coke from a store there, opened the Coke and drank it, and it's like I was drinking the Coke I left in Abuja. The same feeling, the same satisfaction, the same joy I had when opening the bottle. That is branding. So it's beyond you having a logo. Branding goes into everything you do. The way you speak, your expressions, your name, your colors. Now, we have powerful speakers in the world today. And when you just hear their voice, even if it's from sleep, you will know who is speaking. Because they've so much strengthened their personality that even in your sleep, you will know this is this person. We have comedians that if I just, okay, now let me go practical. I trust that as in our audience are more of Nigerian. If I tell you Daddy Wa, you will know who I'm talking about. If I tell you Wahala, 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 you will know who I'm talking about. Now that's branding. When something has become so consistent about you that whenever people think of you, that thing comes up. And it's beyond your logo. Your logo is just a part. Imagine, for instance, now that when I bought the bottle of Coke in Abuja and the logo of Coke was on it, the red label, the red cap, and the lettering was the same lettering on Coke logo. And when I went to Cotonou, I bought the Coke, same red label, same logo on the red label, same red cap, same bottle. But when I tasted it, it was tasting like Zobo. What will happen? First thing, this peculiar with our generation. First thing I will do is that I will pick up my phone and record it and then tweet it. It's like Coke has been invaded. Something is wrong. They are now selling fake Cokes. And you know how those things spread. Or maybe while drinking, while I bought the Coke, I saw frog inside. Then I pick up my phone and I snap it and say, this was what I saw inside Coke bottle. Immediately that thing goes out. Everybody will start avoiding Coke. Even people that don't know the full story. And how funny it is that what I shared on my page was that I saw frog. By the time that news spreads, people will start saying, I saw lizard, I saw cockroach, I saw war gecko, as in, and it will just keep spreading. And the brand will lose their customers, they will lose their credibility, they will lose their trust. Not because their logo changed, because there was an alteration in the quality of what they give. So if I hear you last year and I was inspired, I watched your content, my mind was blown off. I read your book, I was charged up to work and I had results. If I stumble on your page this year, I shouldn't see less. I shouldn't feel like, is it that this person handed over his content to someone else and is not doing something else? Because what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing or what I'm reading is like a low quality of what I read last year. That is you being consistent with your brand. So you might have Now, this is why I say that what we'll be sharing today will cost across different people. You don't have to be a professional to learn from what we are hearing today. You might have gotten your audience right. You might have gotten your mentors right. You might have gotten your creativity right. But if you don't get your brand right, you will lose your audience. Because today, you appear as John. Today, you appear as John with eyeglasses and you are using a Nigerian accent. Tomorrow, you appear as Jude and you are using a Ghanaian accent. Tomorrow, you appear as Matthew and you are using a British accent. You will confuse us. We will get tired of you. And the moment we get tired of you, we start living as in, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or this lady doesn't know what she's doing. Please, I have better things to do with my time. So if you are not diligent as regards maintaining your brand, you will lose your audience. And it can be very painful. So don't just get your logo right, get your branding right also. I repeat, don't just get your logo right, get your branding right also. I can't share everything about branding today because of time, but there are materials online. There are as in you can get a lot of materials on branding. On just Google, you will see a lot about branding. Go on YouTube, how can I improve my brand? And you will understand this better. Now, next on the list is make sure you offer value. Now, this is where there is work. I have understood my audience. I have marked out my mentors. I've asked myself so much questions that now I'm creative. Creativity is bursting out of my head. I have gotten my branding right. Okay, I want to be using these words to start my video. I want to be using this color. I want to be using this kind of font. I want to be using this kind of arrangement in my write-up. The next thing now is what you are dishing out. Is it valuable? Is it something that people can relate with? Is it something that is applicable to people's current life and their current realities? Now, my spiritual father, as the person of Apostle Femi Lazarus, videos are going viral in the media space today. And it's something that we are really, really, first of all, amazed, grateful, and glad about. But when we sit down to go through the comments, go through people's reaction, we actually see that most of the comments are things like, wow, this is me now. Wow, this is what I'm facing. Wow, this is what my life is about. Oh, it's like this man is living in the same house with me. Oh, it's like this man is in my family. Oh, it's like this man is seeing me directly. Why is that? Because contents are so valuable and relatable that people can see themselves in what is being said. People can see their reality in what is being said. Now, let me give a practical example. Let's take, for instance, now, I want to talk about technology. And I begin to tell you about, okay, you guys should embrace technology in this time. It's very important. It will advance your work, it will advance your business. And I start saying, okay, examples of technology that you should embrace in this time: typewriter, the analog computer, the landline. And I'm giving you these are the things that will move the market. At first, you'll be wondering, maybe I'm a comedian. Maybe I just came to crack jokes. Because my own time now, what will I be doing with a typewriter when my phone can do almost anything? At my own time now, what will I be doing with a landline? And imagine me carrying landline all over the place. Because I saw a video online and said that landline is what will move my business to the next level now in the level of technology. Yes, I am diligent in creating the content. I'm diligent to have created my page. I'm diligent to have created my audience. Okay, I want to be targeted at people that have interest in technology. But what I'm bringing to the table is not what they can relate with. So I have to make sure that my content are valuable enough to be applicable in their daily life. What are their interests? And this means that I have to be updated with trends. You can't be effective in the media space if you don't take time to study trends. What are people focused on now? What are the things that are going on that are affecting and shaping the society? Oh, let's take, for instance, now, let me use another example. During the time of election, almost every content, if not even all content creators that were making waves online were creating content that were focused on the election. Oh, this candidate is the candidate I want to win. Oh, this candidate is messing up. Oh, this candidate is the candidate for the season. Oh, this candidate just want to exercise power on everybody. He doesn't have anything to offer. Oh, this candidate has something to offer, but it doesn't have voice. That was then. Now, imagine in this time now, I now start creating content for election in January 2024. My content might be excellent as regards the following the rules and regulations that goes with content, but the content won't fly because it's not valuable to people as regards what they need in this time. So you must be able to study the happenings around your audience life to be able to create content that will go with them and will be valuable for them. Another thing is that I've read so much about what breaks homes. I've studied so much, I've watched so much videos, read so much books, and I'm now to create content to, let's say, people in Australia. Maybe I got a job offer, a contract, or my page, that is the kind of people that I want to be targeted at. Then I now say that let me start shooting my content. And I start as in shooting the content, speaking Pidgin English or speaking Yoruba. No matter the value I have in that content, the fact that it's not valuable to the audience, it won't fly. It can be valuable to me because I understand what I'm saying. But the people watching me, the people reading my content, people hearing me, don't understand what I'm saying. So it is as good as trash. So they won't engage or patronize or listen to me because I'm not valuable to them. So you must be valuable. You must bring value to the table. And your value should be something that is understandable to the audience. Because something might sound interesting to you, but to the public is it doesn't make any sense. And how the easiest way to even make this make this not not extreme for you is that everybody have a direct sphere of influence. Your family, your friends. When you write that content, show it to them. What do you think about this thing? When you shoot that video, show it to them. What do you think about this video? Or when you post it, study the reactions. Are people engaging it? Are people sharing it? Are people having value in it? Are people interested in the product that I want to sell? Are people interested in the service that I want to render? So have the ability to ask those around you, please go through this thing. And don't ask people that are emotional in their response. Ask people that are critical. Have the ones that are emotional to boost your esteem, because it's also very important that you have hype men around you, so you won't be frustrated. But have people that are also critical around you, that will tell you, this thing you did here, I feel it could be done better. This thing you did well, did here, I feel you shouldn't start the write-up using this first paragraph. This first paragraph can be in the middle. Start the write-up this way. Have people, and this also means you must be humble enough to take corrections and advice in order to thrive. If you are the Lord and sovereign ruler of your content, nobody can criticize, nobody can advise, nobody can correct. You won't last long in the media space, because you will make so much errors, and people that know solutions to those errors will keep quiet because of you shut them up. So they won't help you, because they know that their help won't be welcomed by you. So you will make avoidable mistakes because you didn't make room for opinions. You didn't make room for corrections. As a content creator myself, I've had times where I'll push out the content and one of us will just enter my DM. Pastor David, this video that you made, I feel you should do it this way. As in, I feel this way. And they will have no restraint, because they know that what they are saying, I'm taking note of it. In fact, the hard posture I will give the person the room to express himself. Not that I will tell the person, are you serious? I don't think so. The moment you start arguing, you shut down the wisdom level that is flowing from the person to you. So you must be patient enough to listen. And listen with the heart of, I want to implement what this person is saying. Not that you are listening and whatever the person is saying, when it's done, it should go. You won't grow. You won't grow. And the moment you make the adjustment, be humble enough to call the person's attention to it. What that will do is that the person will hold you in a high esteem, that I can always talk with this person and I know that my words won't fall to the ground. So always have people around you that will correct you, that will advise you, that will go through your content to see, oh, this person, what can be done better in this area? Because what you are seeing is different from what somebody else is saying. And this matters a lot. This matters a lot. Now, next is follow the statistics. Follow the statistics. Don't just push out content like that without taking time to study the impact, so you can know your progress. You can track your growth. Oh, when I started pushing out content, this was the level of viewers I was having. I was having an average of 50 to 100 viewers. But when I began to push out content this way, I noticed that my viewers moved from 100 to 500 per video. I'll pay attention to it because I'm following the statistics. Numbers help so you can know your progress. Numbers help so you can know your progress. Don't joke with it. Don't say because all the videos that you pushed out last week all had 2 views, 3 views, 2 views, 3 views, so you just forgo it and you just be posting. Always go back to check. So you will know the kind of content that had more views, and you can pin those contents down to study what you did in those content that made them fly. And this will now help you to become strategic at your content, be it written content, visual content, audio content, content at print content, as in any kind of content. You must be able to track your numbers, know the statistics, understand your algorithm on different platforms. There's no time to be sharing you what that means now. Just write it down. When you are done with this webinar, go online, search what is algorithm. Search how can I track the statistics of my posts, depending on what you want to push out or what you want to sell or what your company is about. Study the kind of people that are engaging your content. Are they blacks? Are they white? Are they in a particular location? Then how can you feed those people more? Because the moment those people know that your page continues to give them value, they will become your faithful audience. And when you start having faithful audience, the engagement will push your post to people that don't know you. So you must start from the little and you watch it grow. And you can't observe the growth if you don't give yourself to numbers. Your followers, your comments, your likes, your engagement, your views, your reactions, as little as even your WhatsApp status. Pay attention to it. Next is we must keep learning. Now, this one is endless. There is no point you get to and you will say that you've known it all. As soon as you get to that point, you start declining. It is the law of life. As soon as you get to the point where you've known it all, you are now the professor of this kind of content creation or this aspect of social media, you start declining. So you must continuously push yourself to learn. Pay for seminars, follow people that are into your field, and keep learning from them. And I want to really appreciate those that are online in this webinar today, because it shows that you have the passion to learn. I also want to appreciate those that are setting up the webinar, because it shows that you have value for knowledge and you know how powerful knowledge can be. So you must keep learning. Learn from the great. Learn from, now these are 3 stages or 3 kind of learning. I want you to write it down. You learn from those that are above you so you can move further. You learn also from those that are the same level as you, so you won't make mistakes. You must, as in, you can't say that okay, because of me and this person have, okay, I have, let's say for instance now, I have 900 followers on Instagram, and this person also have maybe 898 on Instagram, or we are at the same level. There is nothing that I can learn from him. Let me go and learn from those that have 500k followers alone. It will shock you that if you focus on just those people that have 500 followers alone, the person that you are looking at that has 895 followers, but is diligently doing secrets that you need to learn also from. You will come back and check that person's page in few weeks' time, and so the person has moved to 11k followers, and you are just barely moving out of 1,000 followers. So learn from those that are at your same level. Then the last stage is now you learning from those that are also coming. Because you don't want to know the kind of energy and the drive they have. So there are things that you can pick from them. There are videos that you stumble on YouTube that has maybe just 200 views. But what the person is sharing in that video that has 200 views is what you need to enter 6,000 views. Now imagine you now scrolling and you see the thumbnail of the video. You saw the topic. Let's take for instance now, you're a fashion designer and you are struggling with how to make corset, and it is giving you a headache, and you just go online and say, okay, let me even search on YouTube best ways to make corset, and you see people with 10,000 views video. When you watch the video, it's not relating with what you are facing. The person is using phone. The person has equipment that you have never seen in your life. And the video is, as in, all what you're just saying, you're just being amazed that, wow, oh, so this thing exists. But when it now comes to your own tailoring, you can't really find out what you can pick from the video that you can apply. And you see another video that has 200 views, but the person, when you click on it, first thing, the person is using your kind of machine. The person is using the same kind of material that you bought in the market. The person is using the same kind of needle and scissors that you have in your fashion store. You will be able to relate, and you will learn and become better because of the knowledge the person have, even though the person had just 200 views. So don't just say you learn from only those that are above you. Must make sure that your system of learning is rounded. You can have, now when that comes to maybe you have a business or you have a company, you can have workers in your company or in your business that are experienced enough. Now, I was in a photography sorry, I was in a photography master class. That was, I think it was that was in 2022. Now, I'm not a photographer, but the quest for knowledge made me go, because since it is also into media, and most times when you look into these things, the principles that work for a photographer, we work for a graphic designer, we work for a writer, we work for a videographer. All you have to do is to now reinvent it to meet your own needs. So I was in that meeting, and one of the photographers, the icons in photography, was sharing his success story on how he moved from a level of income to another level of income. And this was the other story. He had some kind of clients that are regular, but he wasn't really making the level of sales that he expected. Let's take for instance now, he was always making maybe 200k or 500k in a month. and it has been consistent like that. And one of his intern was getting jobs, and I was wondering, this guy is interning under me, and he's always telling me that, sir, please, I won't be available on Tuesday. I have a shoot in Ikeja. Sir, please, I won't be available on Wednesday. I have a shoot in Bagada. Sir, I won't be available on Sunday in the evening. I have a shoot in mainland. So he had to call the guy to ask him, wait, how, like, why are you always having shoots? And me being your boss that is even teaching you this photography thing, I just have a set of people that patronize me, and it's like I've not broken that circle for long. So the guy said, that Oga, it's not difficult. The first thing that I need to do is that, you see, I do a lot of free shoots for these people, my friends, my colleagues at school and all. And I have a package that I have that is really, really, really very, like, ridiculously low in price. But there are terms and conditions actually with it. So when I shoot those people and I did the pictures and give them, they are always glad. So when they post on their page, there's always this one that this your picture looks nice. So who took the picture? Is, let me use, for instance, now let me use a name, is Mark Anthony that took the pictures. Okay, I'm having a wedding. Can he take for me too? He has gotten, and that person that is coming for a wedding, he will bill the person based on his normal package. But he got that gig through a sub or a very low price job he did for a friend. So when when this iconic photographer learned this from this guy, he went to review his package immediately and had package for the average level individuals, package for the middle class, package for the high class, and then he made publicity of them for as in for them. He said in a month after he did that, he made profit of about 6 months in 1 month. He now even had to expand his workflow, because there were more there, as in works were now coming even than what he has as structure on ground. So, but this is the lesson behind this. He got that wisdom from someone interning under him. If he had pride, or he was arrogant, or he was insecure, he might have chased the guy out of his company and say, as in, because of insecurity, bro, just get out of my company. How will you, only you, out of jealousy, how will only you be having jobs every week, and me, my own jobs is like 3 times a month? But he humbled himself enough to ask the guy, what are you doing differently that is making you having this level of clients every week? And his heart of humility made the guy open up and share, because the guy knew that he was not going to be penalized or anything. He increased the guy's level in his photography company just by this act of learning. So you learn from above, you learn from your peers, your colleagues, and you also learn from those under you. This principle doesn't only work for social media, it works for every area of life. So it's a bonus. So have people in your field that has 1 million followers, that has 10,000 mail address, that has 500,000 listeners. Also have people that have same number of and same range of impact as you, and also have people that are just coming up. Observe and learn. Next on the list is collaborate and join challenges. Now, no, not now. When I say join challenges, I don't mean challenges of life, problems. I mean challenge. Like let's say for instance now, water challenge, or everybody be drinking water 2 o'clock every day for the next 5 days. Oh, running challenge, okay, we'll be jogging every morning. That kind of challenge is what I mean. Now join, collaborate with others. Look at other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing and find ways to relate with them. Find ways to work with them. Find ways to team up with them. See a challenge online. Oh, we have 1 month real challenge. Force yourself and join it. What it will do is that it will force you to have the discipline that it takes to have that result, because you know that you don't want to be left out. Now, in our team at SLC, one of our our strong members brought out a challenge that was and I think that was December last year, of 30 days of posting. There's 30 days of content creation. Every day you must post something, even if it's just a picture. When I saw it, I joined, because I thought, this will help me to build consistency. Because I know that, oh yes, I have the value that people need. I've understood my audience. I've gotten my brand. Next thing now is how can I be consistent? One easy way to be consistent is to join yourself with people that are consistent. They will influence you. So I joined the challenge, and every day we're posting. Days that I don't feel like posting, the fact that I'm in a challenge with other people, I must find something to push out. Now, let me shock you. When I started that challenge with the team and everyone that were together in it, my page was about, I think my page was around 800 followers or so on Instagram. As I began to post every day, ideas began to pop out. Creativity stepped in on ways to post, how to do this differently, because I was under pressure that I must keep up with this challenge. I don't want to be left out. I don't want to fall out of the challenge. So that pressure made my as a creative light to turn on. And by the time we hit 30 days, my followers, that was barely 800 when I started the 30 days challenge. At the 30th day, I already had over 5,000 followers on IG. You can check my page on Instagram. Just search David Onofua. Now I'm already entering, I think I've passed 7,000. Just between December last year and now. So this is very important for every creative and everyone that wants to go into the media space. Don't be alone. Join with others, collaborate, speak, relate with other people. Don't be isolated. Even if your temperament is a temperament that is a reserved temperament, the fact that you want to impact, you want to sell a product, you want to as in advance your business online, you must come out of your shell, no matter your temperament. Because when you start seeing the result of that decision, you will be glad that you made that decision. So relate with people, discuss, ask questions. Oh, I see that you want to start this challenge. How can I join? Oh, I saw your video that you have posted. I saw the kind of light that you used. Please, how much did you get it? Where did you get it from? Oh, I saw the kind of mic that you're using. How did you buy the mic? Was it online? Was it from a physical store? Oh, I love the way you do your write-up. You always start with a story. Those stories, are they real life stories, or you just imagine them? And that way, you will learn and get better just by collaborating with others. Lastly, before I hand over to my host, is patience and consistency. You have to be patient. Having known all this, it won't happen, though there are exceptions, actually. But you must be consistent in what you do. Even if you're not seeing the results that you have envisioned in your mind, the fact that you are consistent in the little, bit by bit, every day, in due time, it will just, as in our word, we use thing, the thing will just blow. It will blow. That means it will go viral. It will become noticeable. And you are one content away from your impact of the desire that you want. One content away. So keep creating. Don't stop. Now, when you start, you can start with emotions. Oh, yes, I want to sell 500 gowns in 1 month. Oh, I want to have 10,000 followers in 1 month. Oh, I want to have 500 listeners in my podcast in 1 month. The emotions is high. The dopamine level is very high. What will keep that thing high is now discipline and consistency. You must be disciplined enough to continue even when you don't feel like it. Even when you feel like you are empty, no idea anymore, your head is dry. Because funny enough, we don't know that it is content that we don't even see as valuable most times. That is to us. This content doesn't even count. Well, let me just post this out. I can post something today. And you will come back and see the engagement and you'll be shocked. That all the contents that I've been pushing out previously, that I was deliberate, I used all the principles. In fact, the ones that I've not even created didn't have this level of impact. So don't stop. Don't don't enter a break. Because if you want to go back again, it might be difficult than when you started. So be accountable. Join yourself with people that are running. Be consistent and be patient. It might take a while, but the fact that you are keeping to those principles, it will hit limelight. Be patient and keep pushing. Keep working, keep creating. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when you feel like your idea doesn't really make any sense. Even when you feel like the the last one I shared only had 2 views. So as in, what is the point? And now let me now shock you. Those contents that you pushed out previously that had just 2 views, when you are as far as you remain consistent, the moment you hit limelight, you will post those same content again, and you will see the engagement will be it will shock you. And you feel like, this video that I shared last month that had just 2 views, now look at the comment, is on fire. Because you stayed consistent. There are videos that I shared on my page few months ago that had just barely 100 views or 150 views. And I shared them again this month, and they are having 25,000 views. They are having 150 comments. And I'm shocked that this same thing that I shared before, that nobody even looked at it. See how it is flying now, because I was consistent. So with this few points of mine, I will advise that you go over the video again, because I can bet that you didn't hear everything I said. Or you might have heard, but you didn't understand. Go over the video again to understand better. Review your notes. Look at where you are. Are you just starting afresh, start from the beginning? Or have you started and you're not getting your audience right? You're not getting your branding right. You're not consistent. You post today, and the next day you post again will be 2 weeks' time. And within that 2 weeks' time, maybe because of you just watch one video like this one now, you post every day in that 2 weeks' time for 5 days. After 5 days, when the motivational speaker that was in your voice, in your heart, has dried down due to other challenges of life, you will now stop posting. Then you wait again, you won't have the impact you desire. So you have to be consistent. No matter how little, post your business every day. Post your ideas every day. Post contents that relates with your audience every day. And watch how it grows and the influence increase. So once again, I really want to appreciate the conveners of this amazing platform. Thank you so much for this privilege to speak. I'm extremely grateful and really appreciate everyone that joined online to also listen and are ready to as in apply these principles. And I'm really, really sure that the next time you'll be seeing me or hearing from me, you will say that, sir, what you shared in that webinar, I applied it and this is my result. Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful.
Wow. Ah, that was huge. Like that was really, really huge. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. As in, I have a lot. As in a lot. It's just like this webinar is specifically for uh the brand that uh my friend and I are actually building. Like he's really talking to us directly, honestly. And honestly, this is we have to go over it over and over and over again. Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful and we do not take this for granted. I mean, if you are going to pay for this, even God knows how much I'm going to pay. Thank you so much, sir. We on behalf of Grammy Forum, we are saying thank you so much. We really appreciate this, and we can't afford to take any of these things for granted, and we will definitely make use of all this. So, we have actually come to the end of this webinar now. So, and in case you have questions, please kindly drop it on the YouTube page so we can pass them across to our speaker. Then he will be able to answer us, and we'll post it on the WhatsApp group so that everyone can also learn from it. Then we'll also make the recording for the webinar available so that anyone who is not available can watch it again. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right, everyone. Let's have a wonderful night rest. Thank you, sir. All right.